Good morning and welcome to Mudgee. And where in the world would you rather be? We're here on a sparkling Saturday morning for the Country Championships Grand Final Day. We're giving away 4 trophies today in the Country Rugby League. We start with the Laurie Daly, with the Andrew Johns Cup at 10 o'clock in a few minutes' time. Then we've got the Laurie Daly Cup at 11:30. At 10 minutes past 1, it's the Women's Championship Final, the first ever. And then at 2:30, the Country Championships in the men's under-23s. My name is Morgan Campbell. I've got Brady Evans with me, and we're about to get the first game underway. The Western Rams up against the Northern Rivers Titans in the Andrew Johns Cup for under-16s. Brady Evans, what are you looking forward to today?
I'm very ready for a jam-packed day full of rugby league talent, particularly to begin with this Northern Rivers Titans side. They've been really impressive in their competition so far.
And here they come.
Make their way.
This is the Northern Rivers Titans. They finished first in the Northern Pool. They didn't lose a game. They smoked everything in their path. 5 games, 5 wins, 232 points scored, and only 18 against in 5 games. And then they got through the semi-finals as here come the Western Rams with a bit of racket being made around Glenwillow Oval because this is their home turf. It's the home of the Mudgee Dragons, but for today, it's the home of the Western Rams. And you can hear the home crowd bias as they make their way out. They finished first in the Southern Pool. They played 5 and won 5 as well. 154 points scored, 46 against. In the semi-finals, it was the Western Rams made their way through 44 points to 4 over the Greater Northern Region Tigers, and the Northern Rivers side made their way past Penrith 26 points to 14 in their semi-final. They're out on the ground. All is in readiness. We'll take you through the teams in a moment. But really, Brady, this could be the best match of the day because both these sides have been dominant in their respective pools. They've looked unstoppable. One of them has to get stopped this morning.
Absolutely, and I think the defence of the Titans has been so good so far in the competition. It will be definitely tested today by this Rams side.
Well, we've got everything except a tee. I'll take you through the Western Rams side. Number 1, Bray Porter. 2, Mitchell Wilson. 3, Josh Belfonte. 4, Zach Williams. 5, Brendan Hamilton. 6, Kyle McWhinney. 7, Cooper Egan. 8, Jackson Gersbach. 9, Fletcher Haycock. 10, Bill Statham. 11, Aston Warwick. 12, Matthew Noakes. 13, Finley Nielsen. For the Northern Rivers Titans, 1, Jalen de Groot. 2, Jack Field. 3, Reef Somerville. 4, Rowan Mansfield. 5, Jack Coleman. 6, Riley Lack. 7, Thomas Weaver, the captain. 8, Noah Johansson. 9, Oscar Bryant. 10, Jack Cullen. 11, Nicholas Troy. 12, Ryan Foran, and 13, Bailey Cox. Here we go on Grand Final Day for the Country Rugby League. It's the Western Rams in green, it's the Northern Rivers Titans in white, and we are on our way on this lovely Saturday morning, and it's the Rams with the first use of the ball running from left to right on your computer screen or your iPad or your smart TV. And they're making good ground with the ball early on here, using it through the forwards. And they come back towards the middle. Here's an early use of the ball. That was Marwini, who turned it inside. And look at the ground they're making straight away here, almost to halfway. And the front rower Gersbach, that's his second run. So he's obviously keen. Why wouldn't you be on a day like this in front of a big crowd? And they send it to the sky. This is going to be awkward. It's taken really well. Really, really well. I think it was Coleman over there.
Really good first set for the Rams. Plenty of metres downfield and a good kick, good chase.
Sharp footy early on. Let's see what Northern Rivers can do with the ball. They've been fairly handy with it, as I said. 232 points in 5 pool games. Thanks very much. They put some sides to the sword too. As here they come again. Here's the lock forward, Bailey Cox. And that's that red line is the 40. You can see on your screen. Now they're looking left. That was Weaver, the captain. Take it on the chest. Here's Bray Porter. What do you reckon after a set each, Brady?
Bit of a feeling out period early in this match. Both sides simple sets but good sets. Trying to get a feel for this one.
Yeah, I reckon that's right. Here they come. This is the centre, Josh Belfonte. And every run is being applauded early on here. If the crowd can keep this enthusiasm up till 4 o'clock, we are in for a day. That's Statham. And the half, Egan, going to send this deep. He might be inside the 40, you know. The crowd are saying go, ball, go. The fullback's got a job to do. and did it well to Groot. And then they did a bit of a job on him.
Another terrific chase.
Yeah, there's a bit of feeling in this early. I like the look of this game. Woof, up they come. That's Mansfield. Copping some punishment, but still going. And finally, Nielsen finishes him off. They're on again up the middle. That's a brave run. Under a bit of pressure. They come forward again. The Titans. That was Cullen in the 10. Taking good ground. They've just got their momentum back a little bit here. There's a question over that pass. The linesman had a look, and there was more than a question over it. That's the first mistake. Advantage Western Rams.
There's one for the crowd there as well. Definitely called for by the home crowd.
Yeah, there's a fair few experts up here today. It's almost jam-packed, the grandstand. I did say it was basically a home game for the Western Rams, and that's been borne out. There are plenty here, and they're making some noise.
It's a tough one for the Titans after the road trip down. They now have to go against a very willing Western Rams side, plus the crowd.
Absolutely right. It would have been a long trip down. There are players here from Ballina, Lismore, Murwillumbah, Tweed Heads. So they have had a journey. And let's see what the Rams can do. A bit of a set play early on. There's a question over that pass too. No racket from the crowd this time. But that was Warwick who made that run. And now there's a little dummy half scamper from Haycock up the middle. He had a bit of a look at the line there. But that's the 10. I'll go left. Warwick. Now the fullback, they're on the left here. That was Wilson dragged down. Pressure on Mawini, grubbering. Might have a bit too much on this. He does. So, let them off the hook a little bit there.
It's good defence from the Titans. They seem to be outnumbered on the far side, but they scrambled well.
They did. They covered it up. The referee getting some helpful advice from the crowd. The referee's name is Anthony Pond for this game. The touch judge is William D'Amato and Jack Fisher. And, you know, people say about the pressure on players in grand finals. There's a bit of pressure on the officials too. And now the first penalty. They're a bit too keen there, the Rams. Up a bit too quickly.
It's a bit too keen there, the Rams boys.
Understandable early on. So the Titans will get a chance to attack. It was Mansfield's tap. And that'll be Cullen's run. And they're set out very deep and looking to attack early on here. The hooker there is Bryant. Now Weaver. Oof. Well, I don't think Nicholas Troy will be thanking Lack for that pass. Put him under a bit of pressure there. You could see it was a training ground move. They weren't quite in sync. Now there's a bump and an offload. And the ball's come away. Decision for the referee. And for one half of the grandstand, he's made the right one. The Titans will get it back.
You'll see the first attacking opportunity for the Titans. As we've said, they've put on plenty of points throughout the competition so far. We'll see what they've got to offer here.
Absolutely right. You mentioned their defence. I said before, 18 points in 5 games, and then only another 14 in the semi-final. So there's plenty of threat, but also plenty of resilience in this Northern Rivers side. That's Somerville. Now Troy. Good run and a good tackle. You could hear that all the way up here. Now Weaver finds Foran. He's got a try in him, Ryan Foran. He scored a few this year. He's the top try scorer in the side with 8. Not a bad return from 6 games. Here's a chance for Cox. He's looking for the line. He found it. He's there. And there's a bit of push and shove behind the line because the Northern Rivers Titans have got the first try, and it's only taken them a few minutes.
Terrific play by the half there, just skimming across field and picks the right option, just misses the lead runner, hits the second man, and great hole by
Look how
Cox.
hard he's running there. He just wanted the line, and the hand went up. Bailey Cox, clean grounding, thanks very much. 4-0.
See, first opportunity for the Titans, and they've crossed the stripe. Ominous signs for the Rams' defence. They'll have to stiffen up a bit.
So here's Weaver. just a lazy 28 goals in the competition for him this year. He's the top point scorer. Also chipped in with 4 tries. And he's the captain. Probably drives the bus to the ground. Let's see what he's got here. It's there. It's there. So the crowd's a little bit quiet here, apart from a little section up towards the left end.
It's just what they needed, the Titans. Silence the crowd early. Get their travelling fans getting a bit vocal.
It's well set up, isn't it? They're running hard, tackling hard.
The Rams will be looking to bounce back straight away.
Yep. I mean, they say they're the home team. They've had some journeys as well. We've got players here from Dubbo, Wellington, Bathurst, Parkes, Lithgow. It's not as if they all live around the corner. So there's been plenty go into this game. Plenty of parents with long journeys on country roads to be here for a 10 o'clock kickoff. Now, this is Johansson. He's a big unit. He's got a pass as well. Finds that try scorer, Bailey Cox. Now Weaver finds the fringe back rower, Ryan Foran. He'd be easy to spot there with the hit of man bun out the back. Now Weaver. Under some pressure. And didn't Porter take it well. And that's come out. The referee with another call to make here. He's called strip.
They're using this early kick to good effect so far, the Titans. Really isolating Porter. They know this back three can link up if they give them the chance.
Yeah, that's right. We said there was a bit of intensity in the game, and both the penalties that we've seen so far have been one for being up a bit too quick and one for working a bit too hard in the tackle. So a bit too much enthusiasm. That was a flat pass at best to Gersbach. They're right on the halfway, on the sponsor's logo. Now this dummy half looks dangerous. That's Haycock, and now he finds a pass, and Williams. Still Williams. That's a 20-metre ruck. There's not much of Fletcher Haycock, but he's made a couple of good runs already. Egan. And the ball finds the ground. There's a chance here if they fancy it. It's turned over. Titans will get it back.
Always tough as that lead runner to take it. Under pressure by the defence as well. Pass just a little bit high for him. Just above the chest. Probably should have been taken though.
Yeah, he's asking a lot of him there. Approaching the line. Ball up above the head. Probably a forgivable mistake, but could easily have been taken. Now here's the Titans. Back to their own 40 and heading back towards their own try line. Look at the committee. 10 metres without the ball on Mansfield. A bit too much in the tackle. The ball's come out. It's a little bit scrappy at the moment.
It's a huge result for the Rams. Hitting a great shot, driven back by 3, and then forced the mistake in the play of the ball. They'd be feeling good about this attacking opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. It's Egan who's going to feed it. And look at the way they're set up. If you went to that wide view, you'd see the winger on that left-hand side, Mitchell Wilson, all the way back behind the halfway line. Now, they'll start with a crash centre. That's Belfanti. Haycock looking for another run. Here he comes. Oh, you could see that coming a mile off. I don't think the markers did. Now Noakes. And a penalty against the ball. Well, I think he's got him for not getting all the way to his feet by the looks of that. It's been a feature of this country championships. The referees have been sticklers for play the ball technique.
That's it. I mean, we've got to keep him honest, I guess. It was really unfortunate for Haycock. Great run. He's had a couple of good darts out of dummy half so far.
Well, there would be future NRL players amongst this lot. I suppose they want to build good habits. As here's Foran. Starting again. We've had a mistaken penalty-riddled few minutes after that early try. Look at how quickly they're up here, the Rams. Swarming up on the lead runner. That's Bryant at dummy half. Finding Weaver. And Johansson. Still Johansson, leg drive. into the Rams half of the field. Weaver with pace. He was hitting the line hard there, but he forgot to bring the ball with him. It's turned over again.
Probably just thinking about what he was going to do with it before he actually had hold of it there, Weaver. Just keep an eye on Gersbach here for the Rams side. Really trying to lift his pack. You can tell he's the leader of this forward pack. He's rushing out of the defensive line, trying to put some pressure on this Titans attack.
He's been charging up. Now, if you're watching online, particularly if you're watching on Facebook or you're on Twitter or something like that, let us know where you are, let us know where you're watching, and probably who you're backing. Country Rugby League with a very big day. And it's the Western Rams with the ball again. It looks like Aston Warwick right on the middle stripe. Now the lock, Nielsen. And they're up too quick, I think, there. Got him for the 10 metres again. And it's Noakes, the second rower, who launches that kick for touch. What a good attacking position this is.
He's got plenty of strings to his bow, Noakes. Also kicks goals. Good boot on him.
So that's Wilson with the first use. Now the inside ball. Belfanti. They're right in striking distance here. Here's Haycock. He'll look for that second rower coming back. It's Warwick. He's not far away. The Rivers edge is screaming for it. It's back the other way. That could have gone to anybody. Goodness me, what a set play that was. I mean, it didn't work, but Lord, it was entertaining. They had 3 lead runners. Any of them could have got the ball, and in the end it found the ground.
A great little play. I was very interested to see what happened when I saw 3 of them lining up behind to play the ball.
Well, you don't often see that sort of scheming at 16s or really at any level.
Might be the kind of tricks they need to force their way through this Titans line.
Well, I think the defence were a bit bewildered. The pass just didn't stick. Now there's been a penalty and the Titans can start again. They're up quickly again. I think they'd want to give those square passes away for a little bit, the way the Rams are charging up. And they're up quick again in the middle. You can see there's one man leading the defence all the time, trying to cut off the spread. Bryant, a dummy half, finds the halfback and captain Weaver. I hope you're getting this crowd noise through our effects mics here. It's back to the 5'8" Lack, who's only had 1 touch so far. That's an ugly looking kick. Oh, Lord. Oh, well, that's understandable. Bray Porter. That was swirling and swishing around in the air. And that's a forgivable drop, you'd have to say, Brady Evans.
That was a tough one to take. That was a perfect spiral on that kick. I don't think many people out there would have taken that one.
Yeah. Look at it on the replay. Look at him trying to get his feet, and it just dips at the last second. Right in front of the posts. So the Titans, with a chance to go further ahead here. They only play 30-minute halves at this level, so we've already had a quarter of the game go by us. Here's Mansfield on a run. He's going to go on himself. Bang, through one, over the line. Intense, hard running from the Titans. They've got another one, and they did it the same way. Clattering through bodies and storming over the line. It's Rowan Mansfield who gets the try. It's 10-0.
Mansfield just backed himself there, backed his speed, backed his strength.
Look at this replay. He gets it 1 out off the scrum and says, I'm having this.
Just gets on his opposite number on the outside. Slams it down. Really strong runner of the ball, Mansfield.
Poor old Brandon Hamilton in the 5. Just bounced off. He
gave his best.
Yeah, he did. He was just going too hard, Mansfield. If you're watching somewhere on the Northern Rivers, you've got to be fairly happy. Rowan Mansfield from the Ballina Club adds to Bailey Cox from the Willumbar Club's opening try. And now Thomas Weaver from Cudgeon from the touchline. Those flags are going up. Didn't he hit that well?
Wow, what a hit. Never looked like missing. Straight down the middle.
Northern Rivers 12, Western Rams 0. And the pressure is on the home side here.
They need that crowd to lift them now. Gersbach doing all he can to rally the troops.
They haven't steamrolled their way through the competition, the Rams, but they won every game. As that's an awkward-looking kick downfield and taken really well by Lack. He sends the forwards at them. That looks like a replacement. I think it's Byron Jones on the field in 16. It is, and he's finding his feet eventually. So the sub's on. Look at that. Look at the contact. Hasn't been for lack of effort from the Rams that they find themselves 12 to the deficit. Bryant with a run. And the fullback's yelling, Weaver, Weaver. So they think he's up to something. And they were right. He's going to kick. And Porter making his way back. And he faces a pretty good-looking line. The early kick will please the coach after scoring their second try. And the Rams need to steady here. That was Gersbach. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Nielsen, I think, in the 13. This is Gersbach. They're in the attacking half of the field. What can they cook up? Egan. It's not a bad little kick. It's going to find touch, though. But there's no sign of panic just yet. They've put it into touch and let the Northern Rivers side come away.
Yeah, not a bad result for Egan and his Rams side. They've got to work it out of their own end now, the Titans. This is exactly where you'd want to start the set as a defensive side. Deep in the opposition half.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll be able to force an error here from the Titans side.
The Titans started out, they beat Newcastle 38-8 at Foster. Then they beat Parramatta 52-0 at Guildford. Beat the North Coast 50-0 at Grafton. Central Coast 52-0 at Lismore. Greater Northern Tigers 40-10 at Armidale. And then 26-14 over Foster in the semi-final. They've stomped everything in their path. And the Rams, at the moment, find themselves on the receiving end. The Rams, of course, won this competition last year. Let's not forget it. There's a lovely pass, or at least it would have been if it stuck. It was Mansfield again, and you probably would have backed him to go through there.
It was on up that edge.
Yeah.
He was just about through. Had his nose through the gap.
Let's have a look. Yeah, he bulleted it at him. It was maybe just a bit low onto the right. We've got 10 minutes left here. But another chance. They are getting the odd look at the Titans line, are the Rams. So there's plenty of hope for them yet. As Haycock's at dummy half. Finds Nielsen. He's the captain. And that's a captain sort of run. 15 metres from the try line. They go out the back to Egan. Noakes finds Porter. And that's through the hands of Hamilton and into touch. Well, you could see what they were trying to do. But these, I mean, you can see, Brady, that both sides have done a lot of work at training on set plays.
Yep, the hours have gone into it. You see, it sort of opened up. The Titans still had them there for the numbers. Would have taken a good run to get through from there.
Yeah, but just under the pressure of a grand final and with both sides up quickly, they're not quite landing.
Yep, that pass just not quite hitting the mark.
And it's Jack Field, I think, in number 2, making his way in. That's a fairly tawdry play the ball, but on they come. The thing about these Johns Cup games, they disappear very quickly. You look up and all of a sudden it's nearly half time as Foran comes forward.
That's it, such a high intensity start, then you're at half time before you know it.
Passing the ball again forwards in the middle. That was Cox grounded right on the 40. And the kick will come from Bryant. It's looking towards the touchline. It pitched awkwardly. And Porter, in the end, did really well. Now Wilson will go on a run. Bit of an exploration back in towards the middle of the field. And now Belfanti. They need a forward here. And they get one. And he gets it. Well, dumping tackle. And they're going to kick. Fairly early again, but this has got a good angle on it. De Groot, lovely touch. Might have been a soccer player, but then he got the fumbles. The foot was good, the hands not quite so.
I think you'll see his eyes just lift a little bit as he goes to pick this up. He has a look at the oncoming chase. It's a really good trap on the ball to begin with.
It was. Look at that. Killed it dead and then, ooh. Just a little fumble.
It's put under a bit of pressure by Hamilton.
Feels like a big chance, this. 7 minutes to half time. If they went in 12-6, they wouldn't feel too bad.
I think they'd be pretty happy with that.
I reckon so. That's Belfanti. In the 3 and in the headgear. Now Gers back. It hasn't been off in the front row. He's played 25 straight minutes. They're set deep both ways. Egan dropped it. It's play on. Noakes. There's a vocal minority who don't like that decision from Anthony Pond. Haycock. Now the 17. That's Ramati heading for the posts. Sam Ramati. We'll keep an eye on him. Haycock finds Mowini. Finds Nielsen. They've wrapped the ball up well there, the Titans, and this is last tackle. They've got a lot of men stacked to the left. I reckon they'll go that way. Oh, Mowini. Too many options. Got the dropsies.
Once again, the Western Rams just coming up with an error at the vital moment. It's been the story of their morning so far.
It has. They have had looks. Yeah, but they'll get another one here. Straight away. Can they crack them? Now it's been turned over again. Will they say advantage here? I think they're going to say knock on by the Rams. So by picking it up and being tackled, I suppose the advantage was played.
I mean, it's not much of an advantage, but I guess they did take it.
Well, they've been gifted a few chances and so far gifted them all straight back. It's a very generous thing to do at Christmas. It's not such a good thing to do in the grand final of the Johns Cup. Now there's a good run, and they're away again, the Titans. Up and over the 30, and over the 40. It was Somerville. That's one way to clear your line. On they come with 4, and this would be demoralising if they made another 55 metres here. That's Byron Jones again. The 19's on. Jordan Gallagher. There was a knock on it to play the ball though, so they'll have to come back.
What about that run from Somerville? Straight off the scrum. Big rangy centre he is. Showed a bit of footwork and then strength and just busted straight through the Rams line.
Certainly did. There wasn't a lot on. It's not like he hit a gap. He just barged past a couple. And that's been the way they've done it, the Titans. The tries they've scored and the breaks they've made have all been through physicality rather than too much guile. That's Williams. Zach Williams for the Rams. Now Big Sam Ramati. They're in the Titans half again. And again they've turned it over. It was Noakes. Now the Titans have turned it over. They're going to try and play on. And they won't be allowed to, the Titans. They'll get it back though. There have been some mistakes in the game.
It's another unfortunate one there for Noakes. Might have been an opportunity down this right edge.
I've got to tell you, I did say this before, but goodness me, how's the Serenity? I mean, what a day.
Beautiful pictures here from Mudgee.
This ground, home of the Mudgee Dragons. What a treat for them to play here every week. 3 minutes left until half time. And that's Jake Coleman with another foray. into the Rams half, and Weaver's going to kick early. There's been a bit of that today. Porter's got a chase here. He's going to be under some pressure when he looks up and says, eep, trouble. But he's got inside the field of play, I think. Yeah. Hamilton. He might go back into the in goal. They're going to try it on. They've done it. They've done it. He was a bit too upright there, Brandon Hamilton. And they'll have to boot it out from under their own posts.
Again, the early kick isolating Porter. And then Hamilton found himself all alone there with a very keen defensive line bearing down on him, pushed him back into his own in goal.
Well, they didn't try and waste any time there with 2 minutes left. But what a look this is for the Titans. It's Coleman again. Been busy in this first half. Now Gallagher. Finding Jones. And that's the 20. Gallagher has Keegan Pace. He has Weaver. Weaver has a kick. The Rams have some legs to get in the way. I'd say that'll be 6 to go. No, perhaps not. Now Weaver. Suspicion over the pass. Mansfield got belted as he caught it. The Rams will get it back. And there are some screeches from the Rams players, 1.5 minutes. They might just want to get to half-time at this stage.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to concede anymore. Might be all too much to do in the second half if they do so.
Yeah, they need.
But also they'd be confident to strike from their own end. They played good footy this competition.
At the very least, they need a good clean set. They can't be giving the Titans another look. They'll get a penalty here. They might get a chance themselves. And they decide not to boot it into touch. They just go straight to Gersbach. They're still 65 metres from where they want to be. 45 seconds left. On the ground clock at least. We'll see who's right. That was Nielsen. Gersbach again, hasn't he? Taken some runs and some shots.
He's been impressive. Been willing all half.
They're going to try something on here, a little kick. But that's going to find DeGroot on the chest. And the Titans can either see this out or maybe have a little nibble at them with the 20 seconds that remain. That was Keegan Pace on in 18. Now Weaver, he's going to try something on. They're coming through. The Titans should pick it up. They don't. They don't again. It's still there. There's been about 6 knock-ons by the Rams. And in the end, that's half-time. And a nervous finish to a troubling half for the Western Rams in front of their home crowd. They find themselves 12-0 behind to the Northern Rivers Titans, who are well on the way to making their first win in this country championships Andrew Johns Cup. They are well on the way. They've had a very big half of brutal physicality. They find themselves 12-0 in front. And Brady Evans, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, the Titans have done well to keep out an enthusiastic Rams, but Weaver just guiding this Titans team around. They look very strong.
They do indeed. It's a big task for the Rams in the second half if they're going to defend their crown. It's half-time. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half. Morgan Campbell and Brady Evans signing off on Bar TV. Welcome back to Glenwillow Stadium here in Mudgee. Morgan Campbell and Brady Evans with you. The second half is about to get underway, and the Western Rams have made their way onto the field. What have they got to do, Brady Evans, to get themselves back into this game?
Well, they need to strike first. I think if they allow the Titans another one even early, I think they'll be too good in defence, the Titans, and they'll be able to hold them out.
Here they come with plenty of applause, plenty of support that have made the trip, a fairly considerable trip down. They scored twice in that first half. The first was through Bailey Cox, and the second was through Rowan Mansfield. If you're watching us on Facebook, let us know where you are. We've had a few messages come through. We've got people watching in Coolangatta up in Queensland, Tugun up in Queensland. I've got someone watching in Perth, someone else in Griffith, covering all over the country today. But if you're somewhere, if you're somewhere overseas as well, I'd love to think there'd be someone, in Morocco or Vanuatu or wherever it might be. And we're underway for the second half. And it's Jack Cullen who brings it back. And now Keegan Pace. The Northern Rivers Titans showing why they won the Northern Pool so convincingly. Foran comes forward. Greater Northern Tigers finished second in that pool. And then it was Parramatta, the North Coast Bulldogs, the Knights and the Roosters, who couldn't get a win this year in the Andrew Johns Cup. The Rams in the Southern Pool finished 2 points ahead of Penrith. As here's an early chance and a good cutout ball. That's Somerville again. He gets it away, in fact. They're still coming forward. Here's De Groot up in the line. And there were a few phases to that play. Gallagher slicing it through on the left. Well taken by Hamilton. And now Hamilton can stretch his legs a little bit and go for a Saturday morning stroll.
Great ball by Weaver up that left there as well. Picking out the right man every time.
He looks dangerous, so he likes that short side. Here's Gers back again. Getting through some work. Now Marwini, and there's a penalty. They're up too quick, so a chance for the Rams to build here. The referee doesn't fancy them taking the quick tap. But Aston Warwick, let's send this almost into the crowd, and they can set up again. They have had their chances, now they've another. Mawini. And Gersbach couldn't get it back. He was a bit too flat at the line there. Again, the training ground move just not quite coming together on the big day. And it's Somerville who comes forward. They haven't been perfect, the Titans. They've turned the ball over in bad positions. They've given away the odd penalty. They haven't been punished, in part because of their good defence. Now Lack finds a good ball, and Somerville can stroll out, finds it inside to Gallagher. Gallagher still going Gallagher. Not too far away, but not quite there. Lack's a dummy half. They were up quick. They say play on. Now they say knock on. The Rams survive by a fingernail.
That will be a relief for the Rams. That could have been all she wrote for the match there. They've done well to cover. Great run by Somerville as well, just looking strong straight through them there on the right edge.
Have a look at that ruck again. It was Lack at dummy half, and they dived out and were on him. In fact, he might have thrown it into his own leg. Either way, it's a real escape for the Rams.
They really need to hang on to the ball here.
Of course, it's worth remembering that at the end of this competition, there'll be sides selected from each of them, from the under-16s and the under-18s. They're going to take a trip to England at the end of the year, so if that's not encouragement, I don't know what is. Trip to the UK to play some rep sides over there on behalf of country New South Wales. And I dare say there'll be a fair few from both these sides. They'd be right in the hunt for selection. And maybe something today can get them over the line. Haycock's going to kick from dummy half. It's the wispy winger, Jack Field, in number 2. Now Mansfield. And now Somerville. That's all the backs. And suddenly there's a bit of a hush over the ground. Just waiting to see what happens next. They come forward with Cullen. He's a big unit running hard. They needed a forward there. And it'll be Weaver, who, as you said, has really controlled the game for the Titans, and he's found a beautiful kick there, finding the grass.
Again, the early kick.
Well, look at what Porter's got waiting for him. A good line of Titans players. It's just a bit of a wrestle after 5 minutes of the second half. And Brady, I don't know if you can smell that, but I'm getting a real whiff of barbecued onions.
I think I'll be going down there pretty soon.
Through my nostrils at the moment, yeah. I think between the Johns and the Daily Cup, I think we might have to make a trip down the steps. As that's come out, they're going to say play on here. And there's a bit of broken play. And this is Haycock. He's got the winger for cover. Listen to the crowd. As Wilson's dragged down, now they're going to say forward pass. Well, that's not a bad call from the touchy, I think. But didn't they get into some voice? The Glen Willow Oval locals.
There was a bit of excitement back for the home fans. One of their better opportunities coming early in this second half.
Look at this pass. Yeah, I don't reckon that's a bad call from the touchy. I reckon he got that right.
Not quite sure how that ball came free of the play of the ball, but they played it on.
So the Titans survive again. There's a hint of push in the scrum here. Jeez, that's a sight for sore eyes. It's Foran with another run. He's had a busy day. Weaver, that's all come apart, and then it's nearly worked out all right for De Groot, wearing the Union Jack headgear. Easy to spot. Now Cullen, bang, bang. Not too much science about that one, Brady.
That's a huge hit. That's good, right on the point of the ball. Force it out, chest on chest.
I think we'll have a replay of that. Let's see who that was who came flying in there. Whammo. I think it was John Mackay in 16 who's done that. Didn't he get hold of him?
Whoever it was, great result for his side.
Well, it's the sort of thing that can lift you. Lift the whole side. There have just been a few little openings from loose balls and chances up the middle. They ought to still believe, the Rams. That is the 16, John Mackay again. Having got them the ball back with that big hit. They're flying up though. That's the 15, Jesse Shorter. So they're using their bench, the Rams. Now Haycock. You'd think he'd need to be involved if they are going to make a comeback here. He's had the spark, as that's Porter. Taken down. They've still a couple of tackles. It's gone through the hands. They'll say play on. And Mawini ends up with it. They don't quite have the momentum, so they might go to the sky. Through Egan. That's an awkward one. Could be anyone's. It's the Rams. It's Porter. And now it's in touch. So it didn't amount to anything in the end. And the Northern Riverside can pack another scrum.
I think the Rams look most dangerous here when you see Haycock getting out dummy half. And also if they can throw it out the back, as soon as you see Egan and Porter linking up, they just look a lot slicker out the back. There's a lot more opportunity there for them.
Remember, 30 minutes either way, so there are 22 minutes to go for the Rams to rescue themselves here and win their second title. Last year it was against the Illawarra South Coast Dragons in the grand final. They got home 22 points to 10. They won every game last year. They've never lost in this competition, and here's a chance to keep the record alive. How's that? 2 years of the Andrew Johns Cup, the Western Rams have never been beaten.
Not a bad result.
Here's a replay of what happened in that ruck. Yeah, just a fumble in the play the ball for Jake Coleman.
He's rushing to get to his feet.
He won't thank us for showing that replay. Here we go. 20 out in front. You're not going to get many better chances than this. And they go to a hard running edge forward. Aston Warwick. Now this is Ramadi. They're set very deep to the right. This might be their moment. Haycock, Egan, inside ball, still going. That was Williams. Right in the shadow of the posts. The play the ball's very slow. Deep ball, Mawini. Belfanti. You'd have to think if it's going to happen, it has to happen soon. Mawini going himself. Still Mawini. This is last. Egan. It's an awkward kick. They might get another set here, or they might get away. Really good work at the back. It's Mansfield, who's already got a try, and he saved his side there. Now there's a penalty. They're up too quick. And that feels like a big moment in the game. If they go on and win this, the Titans, that little minute there might be the one they look back on.
You feel the Rams had to go over there if they were any hope in this back end. No, that was their chance.
.14 on the field. Henry Lee turns it over.
Another mistake in the play the ball.
It has been a little bit scrappy in the ruck today. There have been a few of those. Let's have a look, with apologies to the Lee family. Yeah, it's just come out really on the impact there. Didn't look too pleased about it either. I'll get another chance. There's a man down in back play, all the way back in front of the goalposts. It's a Titans player. He's just making his way up. We'll try and see who it is. But he's got some blood, I think. So he's going to make his way off. Bailey Cox has got the interchange card in his hand to be the replacement. So but it's going to be the 9 who comes on, Oscar Bryant, and he'll be changed number 5. They've allowed them to make the change at the scrum. And the Rams can recommence their assault on the Titans line. The 14 the Titans conceded last week was almost as much as in the rest of the competition. It shows how tall the task is. Belfante it was there. Now Mawini. He's looking to run. He's done it a couple of times. That wasn't a bad one either. Haycock scheming. Finding Warwick. Finds Mackay. That'll be 3. They work right. Look at the big fella Ramadi. Almost found his way through. Still a couple of tackles. Egan. They're not going to get over like that. They're repelled again. That was Wake. Now Haycock looking for a chance. Did he get there? No. He thought he was there. He wasn't.
He had to be very close.
He had to be close. I think he might have thought he was over the line because he spun to ground. They get away again, the Titans. They're driven back. Here's a big effort. Under pressure, here's a big effort. And there's a bit of afters. That's a mark of intent from a side behind in a grand final.
The crowd loved that one.
Let's have a look. They're up quick. It didn't look like it there, but he was up high and they thought they had a chance. And they walked him. They could have taken him into the car park if they wanted to.
Just keep an eye on Porter here in attack. He's been sweeping both sides of the ruck. Hasn't got his hand on the ball too much in the last few sets. He could be the man to break this open.
Now that's an ambitious pass to Ramadi. And he handled it well and made some ground. The crowd trying to will them over the line here. 17 minutes left. 12-0. This is shorter. That's the 10 you can see. Egan, Mawini. Now the fullback Porter. He got it from Warwick. The defence keep turning up. Mawini. Now Warwick again. Haycock finds Mawini. Finds Egan. The halves need to find something here. It's half to half. To fullback. Porter. This is last. They've been repelled again. Haycock. Egan. The kick. It's sliced. It's caught. And it's a Northern Rivers Titans ball.
They withstand another attack.
They just can't find their way through, can they?
They're so strong in defence, the Titans. It's going to take something special to bust through.
Now Lee. That's a really good run. Whoever loses this game won't do so through a shortage of effort, because they've been up and belting each other for the whole 45 minutes they've been out there. Now there's a look for Weaver. We haven't seen him run yet until just then. And it means that Lack has to do the kicking. Hasn't he got a boot? Sent that into orbit. And the bounce just doesn't favour them. Wilson had to go all the way back. And they're 90 metres from home.
Another awkward bomb to take. Great kick.
Look at this. This is the fullback Porter. He's gone past 3. Up to the 40. They haven't given up. Egan. The ball over the top is okay. It was from Williams. It was to Hamilton. Egan again. The 15 is Jesse Shorter. They're making ground here. Egan, look how deep they are. Mawini. Warwick. Now the centre. That's Belfanti. This is last tackle. Warwick descended to the sky. That's an awkward kick. That's a tall order for De Groot. De Groot takes it really well.
Terrific take by De Groot.
And they can come off their line again, the Titans. They've got him on the human chair. The square ball to Weaver. He finds Foran. The Rams are digging in and trying to bash their way through here. Weaver again. He didn't run it all for 45 minutes. Now he's done it twice in 2 sets. And he picked his moment well there. And then he got picked off by Porter. Lee. Henry Lee. Last tackle. That play the ball was a bit ropey. Brian in behind. This is going to stop, or is it going to trickle? It's going to trickle. Out to the 20 we come.
Absolutely the right idea from the 9 there. Just got him behind, and he chased it himself. Just probably a few too many metres on that one.
Yeah, just the roll went against them.
Could have just about wrapped up the game in that play if it had sat up.
Gersbach's back on. He didn't have much of a break. They all want to be a part of this assault. Egan. Feel a bit of pressure's on him to find a way through for them here. The half. There's a lot of offside chat from the crowd here. The referee's got about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 assistants today. Now Mawini. And that'll be Warwick again. Hasn't he had some ball today? Aston Warwick. Mawini again finds Gersbach. Wrestling and wrestling with them. This is last. That's the 30-metre line. To the sky with Egan. Fields under it. Took it really well. They've done everything asked of them. Fields going to go for a scamper and be asked to go back. But they've done everything he could have asked of them. The back 3 for the Titans. They've caught every ball.
Another great take under pressure.
It's been a real effort. It feels funny to say it when they're 12-0 in front, but the Titans have spent so much time in their own half, defending their own line. And now there's a forward pass. They're going to do some more. It's almost like they love defending, Brady.
I mean, if you're that good at it, why not do it?
Well, they keep inviting them. Come on, have another go at us. 12 minutes left. Morgan Campbell is my name. I'm with Brady Evans on Bar TV. That's about as clear a forward pass as you can get. The country championships don't go anywhere once this is over. We get a little bit of respite, and then we're on again. 11:30. Western Rams again. This time against Illawarra. That ball's come out. It's a penalty. A penalty at the scrum. Well, we've gone back in time. I know it's daylight savings tomorrow night, or tonight. We're winding the clock back about 35 years. Gersbach. On they come again. Championship rounds now. And the Rams need to strike a blow. That's a great run from Jackson Gersbach. Haycock. Egan. Egan himself. Repelled again. They're a bit short to the left of their defence, the Titans. They go to the right instead, the Rams. Porter. Here's Wilson. Did well to stay in field. Haycock. That's the 12. That's Matthew Noakes. He's bumped off again. A couple of tackles in hand. Haycock, Mawini, Egan. The defence slides. The attack comes. Here's Williams. Now Porter. Still Porter. Now Haycock. They are a wall. Porter to Egan. The kick is caught on the full by De Groot, and De Groot's away. And now they're up the field, the Titans. This looks like Weaver, and this looks like 16-0. After all that defending and all that effort, they have got 100 metres, 105 metres maybe, and behind the post they put it down. They're going to win the premiership, the Northern Rivers Titans. They're going to win the country championships, Andrew Johns Cup, and they have done it on the back of amazing defence.
See, they're a champion side, this Titans team. The Rams have thrown everything at them. Hasn't been through lack of effort from the Rams, but they've just been that good in defence, and they've been able to bounce back, the Titans.
Undefeated and unbreakable. Jalen De Groot caught it on the full, and that wasn't enough. And Weaver, with his 5th try in this competition, was never going to get run down. They didn't stop chasing the Rams, but it was in vain.
Taking Northern Rivers to 16 with the kick to come.
16-0, 9 minutes left, and they have repelled everything.
They've had plenty of opportunities, the Rams. Just haven't been able to break through. They've tried everything. They've tried the block plays, out the back to Porter. And they just haven't been able to crack this wall.
Wall is the word, isn't it? They've tried everything. They've thrown inside balls, outside balls. They've bashed hard. They've put in kicks, grubbers, bombs. Nothing has been able to get through. And Weaver now can kick his 31st goal of this competition. And it'll take him to 82 points. It's there. They're 3 clear tries away.
He's been one of the players of the tournament, Weaver. Probably one of the players of the day out here today.
Well, you called it at half-time. He's steered them around. He's controlled the game.
And as the game's opened up for him a bit in the second half, we've seen him being able to run the ball a bit more.
Away we go again. That's Johansson back on. That's about the foulest play the ball I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, he wasn't close to a play the ball there.
No. Like, I know the referees have been pedantic over the play the ball this season, but you didn't really have to be there.
Still a bit of feeling out there for these lads.
Yeah. Well, you've got to remember the Rams. Look at that, dear oh dear. In 2 seasons, they've never been beaten. They won every game last year and won the comp. They've won every game this year. And they've got 9 minutes to save themselves. That was Riley Wake. The crowd's still with them. Here's Mawini, the long ball out there. To Noakes. They've still got plenty of tackles. Mawini. Egan. Still Egan. They've got him. It's a good tackle by Bryant. Had help over the top. Poor old Cooper Egan got squashed there. Haycock. This is Nielsen, the captain. He might be there, Nielsen. Well, he got one back. After all that, it's taken the captain running hard to get them their first try. And to maybe give them a little look with 6 minutes left.
You can't say they haven't deserved that, the Rams. Definitely deserve to get on the board today. Though, is it too little too late with just under 6 minutes remaining?
There's the replay. There's not a lot of art to it. He just put his head down, set for the line, and crashed over. Can they cause some anxiety here? If this kick goes over, they're 2 converted tries away. It's Noakes. Hit it well.
We might see them chance their arm a bit in these first few plays of this next set. Roll the dice a little bit.
5 minutes. They should use the ball at least 3 times.
A try to the Western Rams, scored by number 13, Finley Nielsen, converted by number 12, Matthew Noakes. It takes the Western Rams to 4. Northern Rivers leading on 18.
Finley Nielsen, the captain of this team. He comes from the Parks Marist Club. So he's still had a bit of a journey to get here today. They're taking their time kicking this off.
Yeah, they're in no hurry, the Titans.
No. By the time they kick it, it'll be 4.5 minutes that remain. They're giving it a good roost too. Back they come, and they are going to chance their arm. They're going to spread it off the kickoff. Let's have a look. Mawini. Well, it won't be for lack of enterprise. That's Noakes. Wasn't a bad play in the end. Took 30 metres. They're going to have a crack at them. Whatever happens this next 4 minutes will be entertaining. Here's Gersbach. Up and into them again. He's about as good as you can be in a losing side if they do go down. Egan. Offload. Numbers. Williams. Still. They're not a million miles away here. They're inside the 30 with a couple of tackles left. This is Wake with momentum. They're inside the 10 after a full set. What a set it was. Egan. Still there. Finley Nielsen again. It's picked up by the Titans. But they fired a good shot there, the Rams.
Safe at the
now
back
they
of the
can try
group.
and force them. They haven't given up. That's knocked on, is it? No, it's play on. Look at the way they're coming at them. You'd have to think in most years they'd have won this thing.
That's it. They're still such a good rugby league side.
They've just come up against a particularly strong unit this year. That's Cox. And he's going to stop the clock, which the Rams won't mind. But it's because of an injury.
Might be a bit of cramp there.
Well, I hope it's cramp. If it's a hamstring injury, this treatment won't be overly helpful. The trainer is going to take over, I think, from Matthew Noakes there. Offers some expertise. He's going to do the same thing, so we think it must be cramp. But I think, you know, leaving these things to the trained professionals is not a bad idea.
Probably the right way to go about it, I'd say.
I reckon. Let's have a replay of that hit as Gersbach came up. You can see the man going down with a bit of cramp in back play, but gives you a sense of how hard they're running and how hard they're hitting. It's just slowed the momentum down here. There's 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. They'd need to go bang, bang. That's rolled forward. This will be... No, it's going to be a knock-on.
More or less just dumped that one out in front of him there.
Yeah, he did, and it's last tackle so they can get up and play it and have a go. What a good game this has been. It doesn't... You look at this and say 18-6, it hasn't been that close, but what a good game. Now it's play on. This is Nielsen, up the middle. They have not given up. Haycock, Marwini. Now a chance with Porter. Now Williams looks at the line, doesn't quite reach out. Haycock might think about it. It's been stripped one-on-one. That'll be a penalty. You're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to pinch it off the hooker like that.
Not a bad one to give away, though.
No.
Just under 2 minutes left.
No, they were building there. 1 minute 40 left. Gersbach again. Been one of the best on the field.
He's been trying to lift his troops all day.
Egan. Marwini. Thought he saw an opening. There've been a few moments like that today. Egan. 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 Oh, he's not far away again. Nielsen. Going to go himself. I think the backs were asking for it there. 70 seconds left, still 12 behind. Egan. Porter. He'll kick. It's not a great one, it's picked up by Field. And the Titans can find their way to the line now. They've got 50 seconds to just run this up, play it very slowly, and finish off about as good a season as you could hope to have in the Andrew Johns Cup. First on the Northern Pool table. 232 scored, 18 against. Won the semi-final against Penrith, convincingly, 26-14. They haven't been beaten, and today, well, they've barely been bruised. Porter goes back to retrieve. There's 20 seconds left. For the Rams, they won't defend the title from last year, but they have put everything into this, and they deserve to be proud of themselves. 5 seconds left. There's a little crowd. Count goes up. The siren in the background will go. The Northern Rivers Titans have won the Andrew Johns Cup. They've travelled from all over the state. They've been everywhere. And they deserve it at the end. They've been the best side. There was only one winner of this competition. It's the Titans. They've come from Ballina and Lismore, Murwillumbah, Kyogle, Grafton, Cudgeon. They've been everywhere. They've been all over the state, beating everything in their path. And they are worthy winners of the Andrew Johns Cup in 2019. Brady, a summary of what was a really excellent game.
Well, that's it. I think the Rams should hold their heads high. They should be very proud of their efforts here this morning and also over the last couple of months. Unfortunately for them, they've just come up against a red-hot Titans side. Their defence has been outstanding, and their attack even better.
Yep. It's no strike against the Rams. They threw the kitchen sink at them. They had chance after chance. They tried and tried and tried, even in the last 5 minutes when they were a million behind. And they just didn't quite have enough to break them. It's a tremendous victory. Northern Rivers Titans 18. The tries today scored by Bailey Cox, Rowan Mansfield and Thomas Weaver. Weaver kicked 3 from 3. For the Rams, it was Finley Nielsen's try and Matthew Noakes' goal. It's all over here. Thank you very much, Brady Evans. We'll be back in a few minutes for the Laurie Daly Cup, where the Rams are in action again against the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. But until then, it's Morgan Campbell signing off from Glen Willow Stadium.